Hey everybody, it is Karen from Are You Prepared Mama, and today I'm going to take you through how I do the food for my bug out bags. Now, when I start thinking about my bug out bags for my family and for our food for the bug out bags, the first thing I do, just like with a short-term food storage menu, is I make up a menu. So I start by coming up with breakfasts, lunches, and dinners for 3 days, because that's the idea, is we want about 72 hours worth of food for the bug out bags. And to make things even easier, I try to do the same type of thing for breakfast, the same type of thing for lunch, and the same type of thing for dinner for the bug out bags. Now, I have here oatmeal. And the great thing is this is a variety pack. And so we've got 5 different flavors of oatmeal in here. So even if I give each person 6 packets of oatmeal, they're going to have 3 different flavors, because I'll do 2 of one flavor, 2 of one flavor, and 2 of one flavor each for breakfasts. So the first morning, they might have maple and brown sugar. The second morning, they might have apples and cinnamon. And the third morning, they might have cinnamon and spice. They're still having oatmeal, but it's different flavors of oatmeal, so it does switch things up a bit for that. So I do that for breakfast, and then we will have coffee and cream. I do cream for those of us who like coffee. And then for lunches, we're going to do something simple, like we're going to do a package of some kind of a meat with crackers, and then a bunch of other things. As I was making up my menu, for lunches, we're going to do meat and crackers, nuts, what we call sim sticks, which are our meat sticks over here. And then we're going to do raisins, a fruit roll-up, and a Propel Fitness water. So that's what everybody is going to get for lunch, but we're going to switch up the meats and the crackers every day. So the first day, they might get white chicken and fajita sauce. Second day, they might get the pulled pork. And then the third day, they might get the tuna fish. So that way, we always have a different meat, but it's the same type of thing, so it's easier for me to plan the menu. For dinners, what we'll do is we will have one of our different soups. These are Bear Creek, and I like the fact that they're single-serving soups. And so that way, we have different types of soup. These each have 6 packets. I have 6 people still at home. So we have 6 soups for one day's dinner, 6 soups for the second day's dinner, and 6 soups for the third day's dinner. And again, we're going to combine that with crackers that'll go with them well. And then I will give everybody either hot chocolate or Propel water, and then desserts. That's something that I wanted to make sure everybody had, just a little bit of a sweet treat, because it lifts your spirits so much if you have something small that you can do or eat when you're under a lot of stress. It just really helps. So that's how I planned out my menu. And I want to go ahead and walk you through then how I actually put everything in everyone's bug out bags. Okay, so as I'm going to put together the food for the bug out bags, I start with a gallon-size Ziploc baggie. My goal is to get everything for 3 days per person in 1 gallon-size Ziploc baggie. So I'm going to get started. There is one person's food for 3 days, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, including a dessert for every day. And that is how I put together the food for the bug out bag. So I have finished up doing all 6 of our bug out bag food bags. But I want to give you a couple of tips before I let you go. First thing I wanted to say is make the most of your space in your food bag, even down to things like oatmeal. So I want to show you this. Oatmeal generally has a bigger side and a smaller side. The bottom usually has a little bit more in it, and the top usually has a little bit less. So when you put your oatmeal in there, put it bottom to top, and then where I had a bottom, now I'm going to put a top. And then I go through that the whole way for all 6 of my oatmeals that I'm going to put in that bag. It gets you more space. I know it doesn't seem like much, but it actually does make a big difference. So I want you to know that about your space in your bag. Then I also want to suggest that once you give these bags to people in your family, especially if you have kids, let them swap items. Now, if it were me, I wouldn't let them swap out, tuna fish for an Oreo, because I do have Oreos in there. But what I would let them do is if, like, for example, I don't like broccoli cheese soup, and one of the soups we have in the bags are broccoli cheese soup. So I would swap out for somebody who liked broccoli cheese soup. I'd probably swap out for like a potato soup. So that's how I would handle it. And I'd let them swap one for one. Something sweet for something sweet, something meaty for something meaty, a soup for a soup, something like that. So that's how I would do the swap outs for those. Then also, I wanted to say leftovers. I have a lot of leftovers because not every package has the exact number that I'm going to need for my family. So I have a lot of granola bars left, a lot of hot chocolate mix left. I have about 6 oatmeals left. I have about 12 Oreos left. So I have different things left. Most of this, because it's shelf stable, can easily go in your car kit. So think about that when you're doing this. I have crackers, I have tuna fish, I have a couple of fajita chickens, I have a couple of pulled porks. So those things can go in your food tote in your car. So think about that. So you would actually have extra food because you'd have a food tote in your car plus your bug out bag food. And then I want to show you one other really neat trick that has made a big difference. You'll notice that I didn't take space in the bag to put my silverware and my napkins. I put it on the front. So I put silverware and napkins. I put 9 spoons because for oatmeal we'll need spoons. For the chicken or the pork or the tuna, we might need a spoon, and then we're going to need spoons for dinner. So I put 9 spoons and 9 napkins in a small sandwich-sized Ziploc bag and taped them to the front. So all I did was I took my tape gun and I tore out a length of tape. So a decent sized length of tape. Then I laid my spoons and napkins out on my desk, touched the tape to it. Then I grabbed my bug out bag food gallon size bag and literally just tape that to it. Now, a couple of things about that. Make sure that you have the top of this open because you don't want to have to remove the baggie from the big bag because you're going to want spoons for every meal and you don't want to lose the spoons. So let it be taped to the bag, but make sure it's below the zipper so that you can get in and out from the zipper as well. A couple more tips for putting together your bug out bag food. One of the things that I do is I keep our bug out bag food in a box. It is a good sized box. It's about 2 feet by about 18 inches, and I keep this in the house. And the reason for that is if I keep it outside, critters will get into it. I don't care what you do. We had a tote one time that I had some just out of water food in the garage. And don't ask me why. I had fabric wrapped around the food and a critter ate through the plastic to get to the food. And also, it's not a wise idea to keep food outside because it will go bad much more quickly if it's outside. So that's one of the things that I do is I keep it in a box and I keep it in my office in a place that we can grab very quickly and we can take it with us. Another thing that I wanted to mention is having extra medicines with you. My daughter is on an albuterol inhaler, so I keep an extra albuterol inhaler, and then the only medicine that I am on is a blood pressure medicine. Hopefully that'll be going away soon. But I keep extras of both of those in the box, so in case anything would happen, we have those medicines in case we need them, because you never know what's going to happen. The other thing I wanted to mention is that peppermints. They're a great thing to have with your food, but not in the same plastic bag as your food. If you put anything minty in your bag, everything is going to taste like mint, and you really don't want that. So if you're going to keep peppermints or anything like this, these are candy canes, and it's a great thing to have because peppermints do calm upset stomachs, but keep them in their own separate bag in your box. I also wanted to suggest that as you're going through, if you have an old set of bug out bag food that you're getting rid of and you're going through everything in it, as you're going through and finding out what's expired and what's not, I highly suggest that if you've already purchased things for your new bug out bags or for the new food bags for your bug out bags, that what you do is go through, get rid of anything that's expired in your old bags for your bug out bag food. And either, here a few minutes ago, my daughter and I just made up about, I think, 8 or 9 bags for homeless, because here in Peoria, Illinois, as we're out driving, a lot of times we will see homeless people, and I won't give money, but I was able to take, I think it was 5 oatmeal packets, 3 meat packets, some peanut butter, other things like that, and put in there so that if I'm out and about, I can take those and give those to people who are standing on street corners. And I feel good because I know I'm giving them something, but at the same time, I know I'm not giving them money. So if they're out there because of an addiction or anything like that, I'm not feeling their habit. So that's another option for you. And then we had stuff left over after that. I also would suggest that you keep food in your vehicle itself. We keep a food tote, not a food tote, we keep a food kit in our console between our 2 seats in our vehicle, between the driver's side and the passenger side seat. And we were able to fill that and still have more left over after we did 8 bags or 9 bags for the homeless. So I want you to think about that too. Also, let's see here. Oh, another tip for your food bags is to take the menu, just the basic menu, like this. It just says breakfast 1 and what it is, then lunch, and then what it is, and then dinner and what it is. And if you take that and you tape it to the outside of your bag, no one's going to wonder, what am I supposed to have for breakfast? And if you have multiple kids and you're helping different ones do different things, they won't give you that question. Mom, what am I supposed to be eating from in here? Because it says right on your menu, you tape it to the outside of your bag, and you've got that. Along with, on the other side of the bag, you have your spoons and your napkins taped in a Ziploc baggie. So a couple more tips that I wanted to give you before we closed out this video, and I hope those were helpful. So I hope that this process was very helpful for you as you were putting together the food for your bug out bags. I hope that it is an encouragement to you to see different types of foods, different ways to put them together, to talk about the menu and everything else. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I will get back with you. And as you're going through this entire process, which is not easy, and I do understand it takes time, remember, you got this, Mama.